Codevthspan YouTube channel. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the members of classes. Here we have two types, local members and the global members. Local members is nothing but which we use it to initialize the variables inside the block is known as an local members. In the local members, we have local variables, local initializer block, and the local inner class. In the global members, we have static members and the non-static members. Static members are also known as class members. Non-static members are also known as an instance members or also known as object members. In this lecture, we are going to discuss in the global members. What are the global members and how they are classified? We will discuss thoroughly in this lecture. Firstly, what are the global members? Any members declared within the class directly are known as global members. For example, if there is a program, if we declared in the class area, it is known as global members. When we initialized or declared in the particular block, then it is known as local members. Okay. The advantages of global members is that we can use them throughout the Java program. Here we have two types of classifications. We will see the first flowchart. See here. Just a minute. Yeah. Global members. Global members are divided into two types, that are static members and the non-static members. Static members are also called as an class members, and non-static members are also called as an instance members and the object members. In the static members, here we have three categories. The first one would be the static variables or the class variables, and static initializer block and the static methods. In the coming, we will discuss what is static variable, what is static initializer block, and the static methods. In the non-static members, we have non-static variable or instance variable or the object variable, and the second one would be the non-static initializer or instance initializer block. In the third, we have the non-static methods. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the static methods. In the next lecture, we will going to discuss the non-static members. Yeah, what is static members, what is static variables, what is static initializer block, and the static members we will see here. Yeah, what are static global members or class members? Any global members declared with the static keyword are known as an static global member. For example, any member which is declared with the static keyword, then it is known as an static global member. Here we have three static global members which we discussed earlier: static variable or the class variable, static initializer block or the static method. Here first we will see the static variables. Static variables or the class variables. Any global variable declared with the static keyword are known as a class variable or the static variable. We can access static variables in two ways: directly by the variable name or with the reference of the class name. See, as we seen, there is a program. If in a program which the variables are declared in the class area, then it is known as an global members. When the global members are declared with the static keyword, then it is known as an static members. If the static members, any members declared with the static keyword, it is known as an class variable. And in the class variable, we can access in two ways: by using the class name and by using directly. Note, we cannot declare two global variables or two local variables with the same name, but we can declare global variable and the local variable with the same name. And we can, if we want to access local variables without initialization, it gives an error, compilation error, because it doesn't have any default values. But coming to the global values, we have the defined particular values assigned by the JVM, like byte 0, short 0. Yeah, let's go through it. And the next, from the starting we discussed what are the global members and how global members are classified, the static and the non-static. In the static, we have seen the static variable. Now we are going to see the static initializer. The value initialized or assigned by the static variable in declaration statement itself is known as a static initializer. For example, any variable which is declared with the static is known as a static members. Here it is a static member, right? And here int a is declared with the 10, so it is initialized with the 10, so it is known as an static initializer. Int a is equals to 10 is a static initializer. Here 15 is initialized to the d and it is declared with the static keyword, so it is known as an static initializer. And static initializer block, it is an anonymous block. It declared with the static keyword that executes automatically during the loading process of class. For example, if we have any method name, then by using that method name we can call. But coming to the static initializer block, it is an anonymous block, which means no name for that block, so that it automatically executes during the loading process of class. Since it is an anonymous block, developers cannot call it explicitly, so it automatically executes during the loading process of class and it executes from the top to bottom. And here any instructions or method calling statements written with the static initializer block, it executes first before the JVM executes the main method. For example, if any method calling statement returns a static initializer block, at that time it executes the first before the main method. For example, there is some program and the method calling statement calls the some static initializer block. At that time it will first execute the static initializer block, then and only it executes the main method. And the note point is that main method is also a normal method. Main method is also a normal method like any other methods. Hence we can also explicitly call main method. And any method declared static keyword, that is known as a static method. We can create any number of static methods within the Java program. See here how program execution works. Here we have, just a minute, let me take the pen. Here it is in program class p1. It is declared with the static keyword, so it is in static int I is equals to 10. 10 is initialized to I, so it is known as a static initializer. Char ch is equals to a, so it is also known as an static initializer. And here public static void main string arguments. Here I have system.out.println I, system.out.println p1.I. This is a variable. We can call it by two ways, by using the directly and by using the class reference. Here in the first statement I called by using directly I, but in the second statement I called by using the class name like p1.I by using the class reference. This is the program, but actually how the program execution takes place we will discuss here. First of all, JVM. When the JVM sees the class with the class name, then automatically it will call the class loader. Here we have two types. It is an static area and it is an heap area. In the heap area we have, it is an stack area. In heap area we have static area. When JVM sees the class with the class name, Then class loader loads. Class loader loads. After that, class loader checks that, see here, whenever JVM calls the class loader, it creates the class static area in the heap area with the address as class name. It creates the static area in the heap area with the some address. So I am create some address. It loads all the static members into the class static area with the default values of the address. So it will first load static members. Here we have static members are int I. First it loads with the default value. What is the default value of int? 0. Next we have char. What is the default value? Empty space. Next we have main method. So after that, it executes all the static initializer blocks from the top to bottom. It executes all the static initializer blocks. Int I is equals to 0, but here we have 10. So 10. Next char we have a. Next main method. So here we will get int I is equals to 10 and char is equals to a. Then main method. When main method encounters, then it moves. Main method. In the main method, we have system.out.println I am writing in the shortcut system.out.println I. What is the I? We have, it maintains a relationship. Here we have 10. So first of all the output would be 10. Next I have the another statement system.out.println p1.i. p1 is a class name dot I 10. So my next output would be the 10. So after completing all the process, the relationship is deallocated and JVM is also deallocated. So this is the working rule execution how works the static members. I hope you understand. Thank you. That's all for the today. Please do subscribe Codevthspan YouTube.